Most people think you need hours of research to figure out if a sports card is a good buy. You don't. When I'm at a card show, I'm making decisions in 30 seconds or less, just going to table, scanning, and knowing almost instantly if something has room for profit. If you're new here, my name's Eric Michael. I've been buying and selling sports cards for over a decade now, and in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I make those decisions in real time. No fluff, no overcomplicating it, just the exact process I use, what I look at first, the red flags that make me walk away immediately, and the green lights that tell me it's worth buying. I also put together a free PDF in the description that breaks down this entire process step by step so you can follow along and actually apply it. So let's get into it. So there's 4 steps to this, and I put this in the most important order. So number 1, the most important thing is product. Is what I mean by product is the card liquid, okay? There's certain types of products that are really good and liquid and in demand and easy to sell, and there's certain types that aren't. Let me give you an example. Baseball, Bowman Chrome is a premium type of card. Leaf is not. So it would be very hard for me to buy a Leaf unlicensed autograph of any baseball player unless I got it disgustingly cheap, which would probably never happen because it is so hard to sell. First and foremost, if you can't, people always come to me and say, "Hey, Eric, I can't sell these things." You probably just bought stuff that nobody wants. So the first thing is buying the right types of products. Football, a good example is Prism and Optic, and now Topps has a license or getting the license, so Topps Chrome. You have basketball, Topps Chrome, and other certain types of Topps products, but Topps Chrome would be the best one. The biggest thing to take away from this number 1 product is just don't buy unlicensed stuff. Buying unlicensed products, which is something like Leaf, for example, don't do it. They're not liquid. They're not easy to sell. That's number 1. Number 2, the second thing I look at, this is pretty basic, is price. If it's 80% or less and it's the right product, there's a very high chance I will buy it. There are cards littered all over the place at card shows for really cheap because what happens a lot in sports cards is someone will get hot. Like, let me give you an example of a card I bought a few weeks ago. Malik Willis got hot. He signed with the Dolphins. His cards went up, but there was a dealer that had it was a 2022 Malik Willis Contenders PSA 10 auto at an old price. He had it at a $300 sticker. The cards do about $400 all day, and I just bought it. Malik Willis was not someone I went to the show looking to buy. I already have a bunch of his stuff, and I'm into it for cheap, and his stuff's already went up, so I'm kind of out of that at the moment. But the card was at 75% of its full value. I know the card's liquid. It's the right type of product. Contenders is really good. I'm going to buy it. So that's number 2. The price, 80% or less, there's a very high chance I'll buy. Number 3, and this only applies for raw cards, is the condition of the card. So the condition of the card and the price of the card kind of don't inversely correlate, if that makes sense. So the better the condition, the higher the price I will pay. So if there's a $3,000 card and a PSA 10 is $8,000 and the gem rate on the card is 50%, and the card looks to be in immaculate condition, I might pay $3,500 for that card. But if the card's $3,000 and they're really hard to grade, and let's say a PSA 10 is 8,000, but a PSA 9 is 2,500, well, I'm looking at that math and I'm like, well, there's a very high chance this card does not grade what I like. I want to be under comps. $2,600, $2,700 is what I might offer. And that's why sometimes when you might look at my content, you might think, hey, this guy's a low baller. But I'm doing the math in my head and calculating what is the risk versus return on this card. And you might see me on some cards, I'll pay through the moon. Then other cards, people will comment I'm a cheap low baller because I'll offer cheap because it's just not something I want at the moment. Or I just don't see the risk versus the reward. I don't see it matching up. That's number 3. And number 4, and the timing, which is the next one, also goes along with the price because the better the timing, the better the price I'm going to pay. Let me explain. So timing the market. So you always want to be buying things while they're in the off season and while they're low. So when football season ended in January, Jaden Daniels' stuff was really low. And his Silver Prism PSA 10 was about $650 when the season ended. I would pay at that time $650 for that card, and I did buy a few of them. Now that card has risen to about $800. So because I bought a few of them, I don't and the market's going up, and it's not the best time. It's still a good time, but not the best time to buy his cards. in my opinion, because of that, I'm going to be at probably about 90%. Depending on the timing of the market and the timing of the player and where he's at in his kind of volatility or how low or high he is dependent on how much I'm going to offer. So the condition, the timing, and the product depend on where I'm at. I might only pay 80% if it's not something I really want. I might pay 120% if the card's in great condition. It's a great product, and I can make a lot of money if it PSA 10s, and I think it will. So these are some of the things that go through my head, and I know there's only 4 steps: product, price, condition, and timing. But once you've done this a lot, it's kind of like muscle memory. It's kind of like shooting a free throw. I could say these things, but until you've done it a bunch, you're not going to be good at it. But this is what goes through my head as I'm looking at a card and how I quickly make decisions. But hopefully this video helps you out just a little bit. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Wow. That was a mouthful. All right, let's get into the callers. Hopefully that helped you folks out. Let's go 813-618-2075. I may have to hop off of this early. I think I have a blood test. So just as a heads up, I will have to note that. There's a chance I might have to hop off like at 10:50, 10:55 Eastern. So just letting you guys know. It's not that I hate you. All right, let's get into it. All right, the callers have started, and the first one is from Oklahoma City.
Hello.
Hey, you have Eric. You are live.
Hey, Eric. This is Sean from Norman, Oklahoma, and I don't know what kind of time you got, but I got several things on my mind. I'm just new into the hobby. Collected when I was young. Anyways,
Yep.
I did the regular thing, went through all the breaks.
Yep, that'll happen.
Blew a bunch of money.
Yep.
Figured that out fast. But I do have, a bunch of Travis Hunters, Cam Ward, Select, Optic, yada, yada, a bunch of the rookies, the new guys. So I've been started watching your show. I've been working on just focusing on singles. I'm trying to stick to the prisms and the hollows with prism and optic at the lowest.
Okay.
As far as like variations go. I've been doing, I've been trying to take your advice with the quarterbacks in the NFL, but also I'm like a big fantasy football guy for many, many years, and I'm seeing like in fantasy football, the backups. You're always handcuffing the backups, So, and with this free agency stuff, I've just been thinking, Kenneth Walker the third, he's going to Kansas City. Justin Fields is probably going to start. He can't pass. Those wide receivers are just kind of not really pulling through. So I'm thinking Kansas City, big market. Kenneth Walker might, have a couple good games. Boom, sell. I've got some Will Levis for cheap. I think Cam Ward possibly could get benched. Isaiah Likely to New York Giants. Big fan base. Everybody loves Jackson Dart. Hype. And then on the baseball side, Vegas says Jack Caglione's going to win the, Rookie of the Year, yada. So I've been just trying to get like the prospects. I did.
There's a lot. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going through my mind.
I think, are you stressed right now? That sounds like you're.
No, I just don't want to take much of your time.
No, you're good. It sounds like you're overwhelmed. I would definitely make it simpler. You just said a bunch of things. Number one, what I would say about the Kenneth Walker thing, yes, he will probably have a good year, but because running backs don't get a lot of love, even if someone's having, this doesn't always happen, but it's just my experience. When someone's having a good year, sometimes they don't even go up in value. So that's why it's not worth investing in those guys. Not because that he's gonna have a bad or good year. It's just a lot of times they don't even go up in value, number one. And then number two, more times than not, someone I know, right? You play fantasy football, and just like me, we're probably similar in the fact that we think or have our feelings of who's gonna have a good year or not. Usually it's wrong. It's tough. Look at all the first round like fantasy guys last year. Did most of them have good years? Probably not. Probably half of them worked, half of them didn't. So you don't want to go that guessing game. The easiest way to make money is kind of what I've repeated and probably what you've heard me say is that, grading, buying while it's low in the off season, selling it, while it's at its high. Like I can give you a good example. I literally just had a student send this to me. He in November he bought a Pete Crow Topps Chrome 2024, some sort of blue sapphire Armstrong, Pete Crow Armstrong for like $50. He got it graded. It went up in value because baseball's coming and the World Baseball Classic and blah blah blah. And he ended up selling it for I think 350. It was all in for like 80, $90. That's the game you want to play.
Gotcha. One more thing.
Yeah.
As far as, I've got this inventory and now I'm like thinking about selling. You say card shows is the best way to sell.
Yeah.
So what's that look like for someone who's never sold cards? They're here locally. There are a couple just local card shows every other week. That Norman, Oklahoma.
Okay.
They might have like 35 tables. I just don't know, like, what that looks like. Do I have like go through comp the $2, $3, $5 cards, put stickers on them, put them in like a value box, and then my bigger stuff just set out there and just let things organically go?
That's gonna be tough at a card show that small. I might drive. If you go to if you're gonna set up at a card show, you want to try to go to one with at least like 100 tables. I would. So
okay.
Here, I'll before I let you go, I'll find you one right now. Let's see, Oklahoma. I'll show you. So if you go to you probably seen me do this before, but if you type in sports card show calendar, there's a pretty good website called Sports Collectors Digest. It's pretty solid, and
I think I was on it last night.
So in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, there's a show with 200 tables at the Stony Creek Hotel. Do you live far from Broken Arrow?
Okay. Couple hours.
How much inventory do you have?
Number of cards, 300-ish.
But how much in money do you think they're all worth?
Oh, man, I would say maybe, what I value and what they're worth, they're kind of different. I'd say maybe all total, maybe $1,500.
So a lot of them are like low end.
They're just like, okay. I'm just like wanting to kind of just get my feet. I want to learn before I like really, try to make a bunch of mistakes. I just feel like just kind of.
So if your average card is worth like $5, it actually may not be worth it for you to go to a card show. There's a website called comc.com. You could send all those cards to. They'll bulk sell them for you, and you could just forget about them because moving that many cards at a card show, usually people aren't as interested in like the cards that are worth a few dollars. So I would actually go that route. It wouldn't be worth it for that stuff, in my opinion, to go to a card show to sell.
Gotcha.
Well, cool. Hopefully I helped. Did I help a little bit?
Yeah. Sorry for the rapid fire.
It's okay, man. You probably have a lot going through your head, a lot of questions. I hear you. But yeah, call back in. Keep me updated. Do it. Let me know how it goes. Feel free to call back in. Tomorrow or the next day. If you think of any other questions, just let me know.
Thanks a bunch. Take care.
And what was your name one more time?
Sean.
Got it. Sean, Norman, Oklahoma.
Grateful.
All right, Sean. Talk to you later. All right, that was Sean. This is a story of a girl cried a river and drowned the. What's the lyrics?
Hello.
Hey, what's up? You have Eric. You're live.
Eric, George from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
George, what's up, man? How can I help?
Got some questions for you.
Go for it.
I've seen a lot of things on Topps now where you can order the cards before they're printed.
Yep.
Is that worth like some of the rookies or top name numbers?
The card. So I'm actually not I've never messed around with Topps now. I'm no expert, but those cards, I wouldn't mess around with it because as those cards, because you could just order them as more come into the world, they actually go down in value, and then usually grading them doesn't do that well. There's not much money to be made, so I'm not a big fan of them, to be honest. But
Okay.
yeah,
And then also, I have a bunch of old year sets from like early 2000s and on, and some tops traded from late 80s.
okay.
Are those worth just selling them as box as is, or pulling out all the premium cards and getting those sent in for grading?
That's like asking me if this girl's pretty, man. I got to see what she looks like. um, if you think the card could be worth at least $50 after getting graded, that's my benchmark for sending it in. It depends on what it actually looks like. I could tell you, like, if you have like Barry Bonds, tops traded, or any of that stuff, it's most likely worth sending in. It's just a matter of the condition, man. And the best way to look at the condition is just looking at the same card online on eBay in PSA slabs, kind of comparing it.
Okay, because like I have the sealed sets from like, let's say, I think Freddie Freeman's rookie year,
Mm.
and it's going for about $100 for the set. That's what the going price is selling it. But his card rookie as a 10, I think, is over 200.
Yeah, so it's just dependent on the condition. It most likely the corners and edges are going to be good. It's probably just the centering. So if the card's well centered, then that's something I would send in.
So would I open it, or should I just take my best bet price?
It's close. Which set is it?
It's the PSA 60th anniversary. I think it's 2010 or 2011. Freddie Freeman is the top name that I saw on the rookie card.
So PSA 60th anniversary. Wait, you mean Tops 60th?
Tops.
Top 60th 20.
It's 2010 or 2011. I forget. I don't have it in front of me.
I need to see a picture. I would sell it as is though. I wouldn't open it. I would just sell it, get your $100 and move on if it was mine.
Okay, and then the last question is, I see a lot of promos on the Bo Jackson cards that are coming out, the kits and sets and all kinds of items like that. Is that worth getting into, or do you think that's a lot of money for maybe a hit?
The what's the name of the product again?
It's Bo Jackson's like Techno Bowl, and then he had Ken Griffey kit out last year. Like it completes. He sells his own artwork stuff on it.
Yeah. What's the name of that again? I forgot. Is it Battle Arena?
Yeah.
So you're asking me, is it worth like buying a box?
Buying their hobby box or whatever, and then not even opening it, trying to flip it like 6 months later.
It's a wild world with that stuff. It can go up, down, left, right. That's like asking me if Bitcoin is going to be worth more tomorrow. I don't know. Like that famous quote from Wolf of Wall Street, it can go up, down, left, right. Who knows? So in my opinion, it's not predictable. It's not something I would buy. I just have no idea. It's a wild guess that nobody knows. And if they tell you they know, they don't.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Let's see. This is. Oh, there you go. What's up? You have Eric. You are. Oh, did I hang up or you hung up? Someone hung up.
Hello.
Hey, you have Eric. You're live.
Hey, Eric. How are you doing?
What's up, man? Who's calling in?
This is Micah from Missouri.
We've spoke before, right?
Yes, we spoke a couple times.
Yeah, your voice sounds familiar. How can I help?
Yeah, so I had a question. I just recently bought this card a few days ago, and I just was looking for a comp on it. It's a Drake Baldwin 2025 Topps Chrome update. Drake Baldwin, purple refractor to 250 PSA 10.
Jake Baldwin?
No, Drake Baldwin, the catcher for the Braves.
Ah, Drake Baldwin. And it's purple?
Yeah, it's purple refractor to 250.
Now, did you look it up?
Yeah, I looked it up, and there was like one comp. There was not even a comp on the exact card, but there was one to 150, and I don't even remember the exact
Seems like
number on it?
the card sells for about $5 to $10 if I'm looking at the right
Raw?
card. Raw, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what do you think it would do in a 10?
It's probably not worth it to get it graded because as a 10, it would be like,
No, it's already graded.
oh, it's a 10. Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
yeah, that was my question because there's no 10s like even comped. So I was trying to figure out what a 10 would be worth.
So let's see. The added 90, it's Topps update.
Yeah, Topps Chrome
Topps
update.
Chrome update. So out of 99, PSA 10 did 125, and
Okay.
then yours is probably about half of that, $50, $60 in that range.
All right, yeah, that's about what I bought it for. So,
Sweet.
and then the next card is another PSA 10. It's a 2021 Mosaic Scotty Barnes rookie card.
Is it
PSA 10?
Is it numbered?
No, it's not numbered. It's just a red Mosaic.
Oh, red.
Yeah, red Mosaic.
Let's
PSA 10.
see. One just sold for $22.
All right, and then the last one is a 2025 Topps Gilded that recently came out. It's a Ronald Acuna Jr. to 75.
Let's see.
Gold. It's a gold wave to 75 Ronald Acuna Jr.
Those just came out?
Yeah, Topps Gilded 2025. It came out, I think, maybe like a couple weeks ago.
Topps Chrome. I see Gilded Collection.
Yeah, that's what it is. Gilded Collection.
I see one sold. This was maybe last year's product. Out of 99, sold for $50, and yours is numbered to what?
75.
It's probably like $60 if I had to take a guess. I'm not. It could be. It's a wild guess because there's no sales, but
yeah. So with the Drake Baldwin, do you think it'd be smarter to sell it now because coming up on the beginning of MLB season, or would you hold it?
If it was mine, I would sell it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be smarter to sell it just because the hype, and he won Rookie of the Year, so he's still coming off that achievement. So I think people have some hype around him, so I'd probably sell it.
Yeah, most guys have that sophomore slump. So yeah, if it was mine, I would definitely sell it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
All right, Micah. Thank you.
All right. Yep. Bye-bye.
That was Kansas City. And this is Clearwater. Right in town.
Hello.
Hey, you have Eric. You're live.
Eric, what's up, man? How you doing? This is Ramon. I'm calling from D.C. or
Cool.
from St. Pete. How you doing?
Cool. Ramon, you said?
Yes, sir.
Cool. What's up, man? How can I help?
Hey, partner. So I have two cards that I got signed personally. One was from Emmitt Smith when I was a kid. I just sent them to PSA to get them authenticated. One was Emmitt Smith. The other one was Mike Evans when I was a little older.
Nice.
The Emmitt Smith is a 1990 Pro Set, his rookie. And the Mike Evans is like a 2019 Majestic serial number out of 75. My question is, how do you value something that's on card auto, personally signed by them, rather than, something that was authenticated by, let's say, Topps or Panini or whatnot?
We don't have to guess. There's probably sales. We can just look. It just depends. Just depends on the player, how much they sign, the type of card, what it grades. Are you getting it graded?
No, because the Emmitt Smith wasn't perfectly, I could tell it wasn't going to grade a 10 on that. I just wanted to authenticate it. The Mike Evans was a little better. They just both signed it with the black Sharpie. Just curious what PSA would sell it for. Yeah.
So the sales range all over the place, and it probably depends on how good the card is, like the visual appeal. Like if it looks crappy, it's gonna sell for less. If it looks clean, it's gonna sell for more. So the sales range from like $200 to $400, but it depends on how clean the autograph is and how clean the card is. So if the card's kind of beat up, But the autograph's good. I'd imagine probably mid $200 in that range.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Yeah, the card is good. The card is clean. Same with the Mike Evans. I know it's kind of two different eras, but I was just curious, man, because there was something that I was thinking about sitting on and holding for a while. Maybe not so much the Mike Evans, but definitely the Emmitt Smith. But that's what I wanted to call about. I appreciate you taking your time.
Yeah, Ramon. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, any other future questions, just feel free to call in.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
All right, Ramon. Thanks.
Yep.
All right, that was safe. Oh, no, that was not safe. Safe is next.
Good morning.
What's up, Safe? How can I help?
How's going on? Just curious,
Wait, Safe, you're a little low there. Your voice.
Hello. Yeah, you can hear me now?
Maybe it's my phone. Oh, wait. It was me. Now you're good.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Just curious, I've been listening to you for a while, and we've never I want to know what would be your advice in the beginning, like maybe if you dedicate like a podcast, not a podcast, like a little show on like us setting up in a show for the first time, and what are the kind of like the goods, the bads, and the uglies, and what to think of, and what to do, and what to prepare. I think you've never kind of like compiled everything into like something that's easy for us to swallow.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea for a video. Maybe I'll do that in the upcoming future. Let me just write that down.
Yeah. Yeah. I had the R&D in my company. So.
What'd you say?
I said I had the R&D in my company.
That makes sense. But really, the preparation for a card show, you don't need to buy anything crazy. I rent those. What's the name of them? Like the the cards, the glass goes in the glass and the holds the cards. What's the proper name?
Yep.
I forget, but I rent them when I go because I fly.
Cases.
Yeah,
cases.
the case that holds the cards. And the only preparation needed, there's no you don't need to buy like window cleaner or like a special chair or anything like that. You're just really buying. You just need to go there with the right cards if you want to have a successful show. So, let's see, the Chicago card show that probably happened last week, Chicago Sports Spectacular. It's one of my favorites. I did not go though. The preparation starts in November and December and getting the right cards back and then bringing them to the show. So now you have cards you're into for cheap. Hopefully you got them graded and they got a 10, or maybe you just bought them already graded and you went to the show and they were in very high demand and you probably sold most of the cards, and then you bring in the preparation for the next show. That's like if you only set up here and there. If you're setting up at card shows every week, you're kind of doing more so what I do, just buying stuff that's cheap. It's kind of relevant to what I talked about earlier in the podcast. Just buy anything that's liquid and cheap. There's tons of it all over the card show, because what happens at these card shows is prices change so fast that dealers can't keep up. And there's plenty of cards in a dealer's case where the last few sales were $400 and he's asking $350, and you can just get it for $300 and put it in your case, and you're able to make very fast, quick money. And that's why I never put sticker prices on my cards, because the prices change so fast. I know it kind of pisses people off, but I would just cost myself a lot of money if I did that. So I guess that's one tactic. And it's probably not the right tactic to say, but it's what I do. I never put stickers on my cards because I don't want to hold myself accountable to a certain price. The last sale 3 hours ago was way more.
Yep. So can I ask you a question? So I've done so many shows for my business, which is not cards at all.
Yep.
I've done so many events and shows and stuff like that. And really, really the biggest, the biggest production that I've done is outside whatever I'm doing in the show. So like for me, like when I walk into a place and I see 1,000 tables, like I want to grab their info, because that's how, like, it's like I don't care if someone walks up to me, because I see, like, I sat down the other day like 3 hours with a friend of mine who's setting up at a show, and I saw so many people come in, look at a card, and just go away. And for me, I look at this person, I was like, this person could be a buyer. I mean, it's like we should take their info and contact them directly.
Yeah, that's a good idea. If I didn't have major league profits and I truly did sports cards full time, what I would do is I would have a little iPad saying, "Hey, I'm gonna grab your information. I'm gonna do a giveaway at the end of the show. Anyone that comes up to my table, just stick in your information. I'll do the giveaway at the end of the show. I do it live somehow. Now I gathered hundreds of people's contact information. I put them on an email list, and then I have a shop. Not only do I sell sports cards online, on Facebook, social media, this, that, but I'll build a true brand, have a website called Eric Michaels Sports Cards, maybe built through Shopify, and have a VA that lists all the cards I have for sale. And whenever I have something new for sale or just in general, I'd email my list every single day to keep them warm and just talk about what I've been buying, what I've been selling. Kind of similar to my email list now, except I push people to, obviously buy my program.
Yeah, just the objective is different, but
yes.
But yeah, like I see it, like I'll be like, are you kidding me? Like you're telling me that there's 20,000 going to come into this show, but I'm going to walk out with like 10 sales just because people walked in and just walked to me and then walked away because of $10 differences. I mean, that person could be a future. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. I'm glad that I talked to you about that, and I'll be looking forward to here because I decided that I'm setting up for the one in June in Marlborough, the one that I actually sent you the link for it. So I'm planning to set up for that show. So he'll be there. We'll be co-vendors.
That's that's a good idea. You'd be sports cards marketing and sales and this and that are very 10, 20 years in the past. So if you did something like that, you'd be way ahead of your curve. So what I just said, I actually do teach that to a very select few students that are capable of learning it. But yeah, you should have a website. You should be building up an email list, getting people's contact information, and like give away a $500 card at the end of the show. Getting hundreds of people's contact information is worth, giving away a $500 card because if you have 30,000 people on your email list and you're able to email these people for free.
Oh, give me 30,000 people anything, and I'll do anything you'd like.
Yeah. We have how many people are on our email list? How much do you think? Take a guess. I'm curious.
Like you said, 30, so I'll assume it's 45.
150.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. I mean, if you want to, like, honestly, I mean, like, good for you because you've been doing this and you're a very hard worker. But if you want to sell something at 110% of the comps, for example, if you sell cards, I mean, email to those people. One of them's going to say
yes. Yeah. Email. Once you have someone's contact information legally, right? It's a free lead. It's it's free marketing.
Absolutely. Yep. Well, thank you so much. And one more thing. I mean, like, I finally decided to sell all my non-rookie Otanis and replace them with the rookies.
Nice.
So I actually did about $20,000 worth of movement yesterday. I moved so many non-rookie Otanis.
It's the right time. Right time to do that.
Rookie Otanis.
It is. It's a good time for that. I'm curious to see what happens with Ohtani's value in the next few months. Can it keep going up because it's up so much? I don't think so, but who knows? It's like it's an anomaly.
Yep, we'll see. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I bet you have a queue. Have a good one.
Sounds good. Safe. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Central Islip.
Hi.
Hey, you have Eric. You're live.
Hey, Eric. I got two quick questions, very generic.
Yeah, go for it. What's your name?
Anthony.
A first-time caller or no?
No. I've called before.
Okay, I was going to say your voice sounds familiar, but go for it.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'm in Sayreville, New York.
Cool.
So the question I was going to have is, I know obviously baseball season started, so now you're already past the point to do anything. But if you pull a decent baseball card and you look at it and you say, you know what, the centering's a little off, it's probably going to get a 9. Would you bother grading it or no?
No, I mean it's card dependent, but most likely not a 9. Even if it makes you a little bit of money, which it probably won't, but if it does, it's not worth your time and money and energy to send it in for grading, because you're going to have a card, sit at grading for months and make a tiny fraction of the money you could if a card made a 10. So I would just grade it, take the money, and then put it into a better opportunity.
Okay. And the other question I had was, I know you talked about sometimes going to these card shows, and if you go through some of the dollar boxes or whatever, but what is your thoughts on going through some of those boxes and you see some, base cards like Otani and just grading those? Is it worth even grading them? I mean, if you get like a $5 Otani card, go get it graded.
Well, what do you think a PSA 10 would be worth if the card is only worth $5?
So like you said, you want to double your money, right? So, I mean, you hope that you're going to get $40 for it, at least $50.
Well, grading the card is going to be like $22, $23 and shipping and this and that. So do you think it's worth it? After all those fees, you're not doubling your money. That's why it's hard to get a $5 card and, get it graded and make the proper amount of money.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just curious about that because like some of these cards I pulled, they were from Whatnot, so it's like, well, this card, probably should get this graded. But when you look at it, it's like, I'm not sure if it'll get a 10. It could be a 9. And I'm like on the fence, waffling if I should do it or not.
Yeah. It just comes down to the numbers, man. I would need to see the specific card, but yeah, just the easiest thing to keep track of is, can I double my money after all fees? That's so like, to answer your question, these dollar boxes, probably not.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks, Eric. I appreciate it. It was just a quick call. Thanks for everything you guys do.
All right, Anthony. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Show you guys something cool. You guys may have seen me purchase this or bid on this on the last podcast. Check this out. I just realized right now I won this, which is why my eyes were over to the right. Look at this one. Bo Nix Green Ice. I think this is a card I can make some pretty good money on. If you look at the sale history here, I was just looking. I got it pretty. Isn't this weird? Right? They got Jalen Waddle. And it's way less than the last sale. Huh. Maybe because it ended at a weird time. Yeah, this is a sick deal. I think I'll be able to make a good chunk of cash on this one. But yeah, pretty solid. But I know we do have a little bit of a queue. I do have to hop off because your boy has to take a blood test. So we'll be back live tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday. I'll probably be doing the podcast from my laptop because I will be at the Miami Open watching tennis for a good portion of the day. But we'll be back tomorrow, Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you all for calling. Like, comment, subscribe.